Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Before we begin, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. Mark Consuelos, after nearly 3 decades of marriage to Kelly Ripa, has become adept at knowing what and what not to say when she's upset. On a pre-recorded Live with Kelly&Mark episode from Monday, August 18th, the couple laughed while discussing a segment on phrases to avoid when someone is having a difficult time. Even if you hear someone else saying it, never say these things, Ripa told the audience. Among the several phrases on the list, the one that particularly incensed Ripa was calm down. She accused Consuelos of favoring that two-word phrase, but the Riverdale star immediately refuted it. "No, I learned the hard way," Consuelos declared to laughter from the crowd. "You never tell your wife to calm down. It has the opposite effect." Ripa then asked him, "When you tell me to calm down, what happens?" He admitted, "You amp up." Ripa elaborated that she sails into a rage that is almost uncontrollable. "You want to put me into a rage? Tell me to calm down," she noted. Consuelos continued to tease his wife, pointing out her dislike for the phrase, "Don't be hysterical." "You love that one," he joked. "You're being hysterical?" Ripa mimicked sarcastically. "I'm like, not yet, I'm not, but would you like to see hysterical? I can get there in 3 seconds." Although Consuelos has learned what to say in most situations, the father of three acknowledged he is still a work in progress. In their chat, the All My Children alumni also discussed a phrase Ripa's father frequently uses. "It is what it is." "This is my dad's personal favorite," the Hope and Faith actress confessed. "He says it so many times a day that Mark and I joke it's like a drinking game, except we would be totally off our faces by 8 a.m. Ripa listed other one-liners fans should never say to someone struggling, including "money can't buy happiness," "what doesn't kill you makes you stronger," "God gives his toughest battles to the strongest soldiers," and "never say people have it worse than you." Ripa commented on the last one, which we can all agree is unhelpful. Consuelos proposed that "what doesn't kill you makes you stronger" might be acceptable after someone has already overcome the difficult time. Ripa, however, warned her husband she never wants to hear it. Then she added another phrase Consuelos loves: "It could be worse." "I'm always like, how? How could it be worse?" Ripa theorized. What transforms a segment like this from forgettable daytime fluff into genuinely compelling television is the authenticity of the messengers. It's one thing for a lifestyle expert or a guest therapist to list these forbidden phrases. It's another entirely to watch a husband and wife who have been navigating each other's moods since 1996 debate them in real time. The segment becomes less about generic advice and more about the specific, time-tested ecosystem of their relationship. The audience isn't just learning what not to say, they're watching a microdrama of how two people in love stay in love, even when one of them is sailing into a rage. The exchange, played for laughs, is a masterclass in relational psychology. The phrases Ripa and the show flagged, "calm down," "it could be worse," "what doesn't kill you makes you stronger," all share a common, fatal flaw. They are not expressions of empathy. They are attempts at closure. They are phrases designed to fix, dismiss, or reframe a problem so that the listener can be more comfortable. When a person is upset, they are seeking validation. They want a partner to enter the emotional foxhole with them and confirm that the situation is indeed terrible. Instead, these platitudes are the equivalent of shouting advice from the safety of the trench's edge. "Calm down" is an implicit criticism. It tells the person their emotional response is incorrect. "It could be worse," or "people have it worse than you," is emotional gaslighting, minimizing the person's pain by comparison. And "what doesn't kill you makes you stronger" is a demand for premature meaning, asking someone to find the lesson while they are still processing the wound. This is precisely what Ripa's sarcastic, wanna-see hysterical routine so brilliantly illustrates. She isn't looking for Consuelos to solve her mood, she is looking for him to acknowledge it. His admission that he's still learning is perhaps the most useful piece of advice offered in the entire segment. It reframes support not as a script to be memorized, but as an ongoing, imperfect act of listening. This level of intimacy and marital realism marks a significant tonal shift for the Life franchise. The show's host chat has always been its cornerstone, but the nature of that chat has fundamentally changed. When Ripa sat next to Regis Philbin, their dynamic was one of witty colleagues, a kind of paternal filial sparring. With Michael Strahan and Ryan Seacrest, she settled into a work spouse groove, a partnership built on professional chemistry and platonic friendship. The audience knew they were partners on stage, but they went home to separate lives. With Live with Kelly&Mark, the show's text is no longer just the events of their evening, the show is their marriage. The host's chat is an extension of their kitchen table conversation. This is the new, unique selling proposition of the series. They are tapping into the same appeal that made their All My Children characters, Haley and Mateo, a super couple decades ago. Tangible, undeniable, lived-in chemistry. The gamble of placing a long-married couple at the helm, a move that could have skewed saccharine or, worse, resulted in TMI, too much information, has paid off by leaning into their specific brand of playful friction. The audience who watched them fall in love on a soap opera now gets to watch them navigate middle age, an empty nest, and the daily grind of co-hosting. It is the ultimate longitudinal study in celebrity romance broadcast 5 days a week. The studio audience's reaction, described as knowing applause, is critical. They're not just watching a show, they are, in a sense, sitting in on a therapy session. The laughter is one of profound recognition. Every person in that room and the millions watching at home has either been the Ripa, irrationally angry over a minor slight, or the Consuelos, deploying the exact wrong phrase with good intentions. This relatability is the couple's superpower. In an era of curated Instagram perfection, where celebrity couples often present a flawless, filtered facade, the Ripa Consuelos model offers a different, more sustainable fantasy. Not a perfect marriage, but a durable one. They present a relationship where you can get hysterical and still be joking about it together on national television. They are, in effect, modeling the concept of rupture and repair in 90-second increments. The segment normalizes marital friction, making it a source of comedy rather than shame. Ripa's anecdote about her father's "it is what it is" drinking game further deepens this theme. It's a loving, exasperated jab at the generational acceptance of such stoic and ultimately unhelpful cliches. It's a quiet acknowledgement that we all inherit verbal habits, and part of being in a family or a marriage is learning to navigate those ingrained, often maddening linguistic tics with a sense of humor. In the end, the list of forbidden phrases from the August 18th episode is secondary. The true takeaway wasn't a set of rules, but a living demonstration of practice. The antidote to a bad platitude the show suggests isn't a better platitude, it's presence. Consuelos may have learned the hard way, not to say calm down, but what he has clearly mastered over 30 years is the art of sitting next to his wife, absorbing her sarcasm, teasing her gently, and weathering the rage without storming off or invalidating her feelings. He doesn't try to fix her mood. He just co-hosts the show with her right through it. For the millions watching, that partnership, the willingness to show up, listen, get it wrong, apologize, and laugh about it, is more comforting and instructive than any well-meaning, empty cliche ever could be.